uh, Aramid as well.
Awesome. Yeah, no, you told me like doing a lot of MCP stuff. We're doing a lot of AI stuff as well. Savoy, but with Savoy update. Um, the main things we're working on right now are getting the admin panel up and going so we can push out the new slot machines, and did a bunch of versioning to make sure that we can actually keep everything tracked, because there's gonna be multiple different machines depending on the actual tokens themselves, and then also multiple different chains as well. But overall, we're still in the back end stuff, so nothing really exciting for end users, but all foundational work, so that can be rolled out. Um, but yeah, nothing really exciting to report, I don't believe. We're starting work on the scratch offs, something that's touch base with the Ukrainians this week about to get that work underway as well. So
Sweet.
that'd be cool. Zarmin, anything you want to report from all the other stuff you're working on?
Um, I don't think so. I don't know if I have a lot of, other than working on House of Oi, I don't know if I have a lot of Oi stuff to report, except for I'm continuing to in the background work on my little Rust port of the Algorand node for fun.
Nice.
And that's coming along. It's actually I think it's almost done. I just finished all the like the whole API interface. So now I'm gonna run like conformance testing against the Algorand node and see how it turns out.
Nice.
Chris loves this side project, by the way, but um, yeah, I just want everybody to know that.
I
Yeah.
hear Rust is very lightweight and you know.
Yeah, it's basically very close to C as far as like memory use and speed. So like Go is like a layer on, you know, a layer on top essentially. So my initial tests found it to be like significantly smaller memory footprint. And my goal is to like get it so that it used to be able to run an Algorand node on a Raspberry Pi, and I want to see if I can get it back to that, basically.
Fun. I
Nice.
know Nuss down there has been building some stuff too, using some AI tools to mess around and find out. Um, he sent me a GitHub repo that I actually haven't had a chance to dig into, but yeah, it's cool to see other people that you know may not have been trying to build before now have access to AI tools and some of these MCPs and are giving it a go.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Yeah, AI has really opened up the doors for a lot of things, that's for sure.
Yeah, it has. I know Scotty, when he's got time, he's been using AVM Studio quite a bit too.
Oh, that's awesome. I definitely need to go back and work on refining some stuff with that. I have a few people who've sent me some issues they found. I need to work on Voy Wallet updates. There's a lot. There's like a laundry list of things I want to go like do another kind of lap and work on each project for a little bit once I get time to do it. But I don't want to you know things are also relatively stable, so I don't want to destabilize anything either.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. And I know there's another Chris that has been building some algo voy things as well, some type of bridge or something. I don't know. I
And it
have
looks
to.
like a browser extension wallet,
Is
which
that
is
what it
really
is?
cool.
Isn't that
Yeah.
the guy that lost everybody's money or something like that? I thought there was a
Yeah,
big controversy about him.
the
What he
Nugget.
did is he had a token and he accidentally sent out like a billion of the token when he meant to send out a smaller amount. And and it caused the price to
Gotcha.
crash. But I don't think there was, a ton of liquidity or a ton of money in it yet anyway. So it was mostly, I think, his own money that he ended up losing.
Better than other people's money, that's for
But
sure.
he's
Yeah.
kind of like bouncing back. I think his intentions seem pretty genuine so far.
Yeah, there's a proposal, written by him that I need to review because he may be joining the Voyager meeting to talk about it. But yeah, it seems like he's been digging into, the AI side of things as well. And yeah, I think it's good to, you know, hear more people kind of messing around a little bit here and there with stuff. There's some other, you know, little things that I'm trying to get taken care of as well. But I won't share anything until it's working. But
Well, I'm excited to see the things come out, but I have to go because I actually even haven't packed yet, and I know the lines are gonna be stupid long. So,
Yeah,
um,
good luck.
yeah, good luck on the
all right,
US side for sure.
all right. I'll see you guys later.
Later. But yeah, between that and I know, Aramid is I had a conversation with them not too long ago, and yeah, they're looking for some relief um, in certain capacities. So, you know, we depending on how kind of conversations go, um, we might try to somewhat take over.
Oh, really? Like they're just kind of not wanting to keep running it.
Yeah, I think it's like, hey, we'll run it, but we just don't want to like make any improvements to it or like, you know, do
Yeah,
anything with
I
it.
get that.
We're
I get that
we're going
sentiment or that
we're going
feeling.
straight, maintenance mode
Hmm.
and not even really like we just don't have time, which it's okay, Um, but at the same time, it's also like it's an expense for them, and there's opportunity to like do stuff, other stuff. And I also think like, the way that the infrastructure is built is a little cumbersome and could probably be done better, but who knows?
Yeah, I agree with that. And
You know,
honestly, all you truly need, I think, is like a stable. Really, you just need a stable coin, ideally something like super liquid, like a USD, that
yeah,
that can be transferred across chain, and then everything else can just be derived from it.
yeah,
So, like what you're doing with WAD could work. It just needs I think, an easier route. The problem is can't keep you can't transfer WAD across chain, so it has to be stabilized through like your liquidation system. But if you had something truly stable that was super liquid, it could just be
yeah. And
used.
that's the thing that we need too is like more depth and liquidity on WAD. So I mean, it's excuse me, one of those challenges that we have, you know, in front of us as from the DoorFi side of things.
Are mainnet relays still not getting paid?
I don't know,
What
man.
is I'm just curious, like, what is the total amount they think that like, what would make everybody happy to get the testnet relay thing closed? Because that just feels like a thorn to get.
How has this not happened? Like,
Yeah.
how I
No,
just
no,
don't understand.
I know the relay or the testnet is closed, but how do we get them paid so that those people are happy and don't feel like they were ripped off? And then how do we get the mainnet relays, back? Maybe we need a different tracking mechanism because we just don't have the data.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm reading as the
Yeah,
message.
I'm pausing to let Fury catch up here or get figure out what. Yeah, I know. So how do we fix that? What would make everybody happy? Glossy's a big relay runner. I'd love to hear from you. What would make because I'm not running a relay right now. I will if we need one, but I don't. I stopped because I didn't really want to keep diluting the pot, and now
Yeah, that's how I did. I stopped like I don't know, well
yeah,
over a year
I
ago
stopped a
now.
long time ago too.
Uh, and it was for that exact reason. It was like, oh, I was sitting on the council. I was getting paid from the council. I don't need to
Yeah, same
dilute
idea.
any further.
I didn't wanna just keep hoarding tokens.
And then I looked back at one point, and there was like one, and there was one that was still running, or at least I had like a Hetzner that I was still paying for. And I don't even know if it had a note on it or not. I just turned it off.
I
So, but
know that there's um dude dude guy sent a message in the Node Runners channel, dude Dragonfly, that he said there's some kind of discrepancy with the node reward, so I want to look into that too. I haven't had a chance to. I keep forgetting to, so I'm gonna try to put that on my list um to look into to see what if there's truth to that or if there if it is off, what we can do to rectify it. I don't even think. Let's see. I got that one. Yeah, yeah, I'm getting my node rewards. I just haven't been paying attention.
it's so funny. No, you're right. This meeting is too early.
It is too early. I was surprised to see you, Bagman. What is it, 6 o'clock over there?
Yeah. I'm up. I'm up.
Yeah. For me, it's great. It's 9 a.m. on a day that I have no interruptions, but I feel like it would be nice to get more other people, kind of like with the council, like getting some new blood in here, talking and thinking of ideas and coming up with stuff we can do. Yeah, the hackathon's a tough one. Um, hackathon's tough because I think first there, I'd almost say like there's two ways to look at it. One is like bring your ideas and just who let's see what people can come up with. But I find people sometimes just don't have ideas. They're kind of looking to be nudged. So there's like the testnet hackathon was kind of cool because there were like specific things essentially we were looking for, but I don't even know if there's anything we're looking for now. Like what do we want to build? What do we want to do? What direction do we want the network to go in?
yeah.
We I always see it as just like, it's almost like a blank slate. We can do whatever the hell we want with it, and that's kind of fun. Um, and I would be happy to like even throw personal tokens at some ideas and stuff, or give people tokens to test with or whatnot. Going
Right.
back to that like conversation we had a while ago about like the what was it, like a week or two ago, about Avoy is almost like an incentivized test net for
Yeah. Totally.
AVM.
And I think it also like at least the hackathon itself was the way that it was written was to one of the requirements was to use AVM Studio.
Yeah, I don't know if I would make that a requirement. Like, it's not bad to be like a nudge or to be like, hey, you can use this to, even if you don't have a front end, you could show
Get
what your
extra
contract is
information.
doing and how it works and
Yeah,
demonstrate it using this tool. Um, but I don't know if I would box people into that.
sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and the other proposal that I had to put together, somewhat recently was the proposal about policy update on the direction that you know how we should go um, with things. And I think part of it was the narrative around small teams can build and ship quickly, and the other part was cheaper place for AI agents to do things. Um, and to answer Nuss's question about agents run soldiers, I think they could do that, but I also think that that soldier model, the way that it requires kind of like an entire chain to validate the transactions is a little outdated. It's one way to do things, and you may not necessarily need to do that for bridging anymore. Um, you know, so you could probably set up some other type of style of a bridge, if you will. But anyways, yeah, I think you know it is time to take a look at the narrative and kind of you know make some adjustments to how we position ourselves as an ecosystem and a community. Because yeah, I just don't think I think that the community driven chain that is goes against the VCs is just like not a thing anymore. you know
Yeah. As far as agents on chain, I think because of I still need to look into it, and that's another thing on my planned list of things to look into. I think we can pretty easily create an X402 facilitator envoy using
so
basically just using what GoPlus. We don't have to fork it or anything like that. I think it'll just work.
I
We
think
just like,
Shelly put one out.
oh, really? A
Yeah.
facilitator?
I don't know if it's a facilitator, but he has something X402.
Oh, I'll have to see. I'll have to talk
Let
to him
me
about
let me pull it
that.
up.
From what I read, it's basically almost trivial. You just are basically like putting up an endpoint. All the code exists, and you just point it at a void node and set with and it just runs. There is the way the way X402 designed is not sustainable right now because the facilitators don't charge anything. So like it's all subsidized by the base facilitator is subsidized by base. There's a Solana facilitator that's probably subsidized by Coinbase too, to be honest. There's other public facilitators, and then the Go Plausible one is also subsidized by them. So basically, they pay the 0.001 algo transaction fee. The cool thing about it is the account doesn't need to spend any of the network token. Like on Base, it doesn't even need to have any. Like you you add USDC to an account and you can call endpoints and the facilitator is able to pay for the gas fees. On Algorand, I don't really know how it works exactly, but in order to opt in to USDC, you need some algo, and same on Voy, you need some Voy. So there is something needed there, and I don't think the facilitator can directly pay for the gas fee. So I don't really know how that's working,
Yeah.
but
So that's the GitHub repo.
Yeah,
And
that's the fork of the Go Plausible repo, and
okay.
I've used that. I don't know if he's running an actual like facilitator node,
Mm,
but this is what contains it all. Like all the code for it is here. Like you basically just you know run the node. It's
yeah.
like trivial from what I've gathered. I just haven't done it yet.
Have you heard about I think it was either, I think it was Stripe that they created a separate competing um,
Yeah, I did. I saw
thing
that.
that doesn't require facilitators.
Leave it to Stripe to
Yeah, I know.
do that. This will be like VHS versus beta.
Yeah, exactly. When is the DVD gonna come out?
Yeah, maybe just like that. But we'll see. We'll see where that goes.
Yeah. But anyway, man, I don't want to, just kill kill too much time here. I think during the we're gonna try to get the Chris to join the Voyager meeting and talk a little bit about his Bridge Wallet project. Um, and see
Yeah, I'd
if
like to hear more about what he's actually doing. I can only put together like pieces from the Twitter posts. I'm
yeah,
gonna
I know
probably.
he's pretty sure he's in the UK too, if I'm not mistaken. So
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to join for the at least the first half hour of that if I can.
sweet. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be like super long or anything, but it'd be nice to hear from him and kind of learn a little bit more about the project if he's around. Um, and then we'll probably provide a little Dorkfy update and go through the agenda typically, just about the same. And yeah, I know that it's relatively quiet, I would say, um, but a good time to have like discussions around what narratives we want to lean into. And I know that the council wanted to spend some time talking about that and having some debate. um,
Yeah, and I don't
and
think we are alone in that. I think feels like everything is quiet right now.
hmm totally. No, I know it's been it's definitely bear market vibes. So
Hmm.
we've got at least another. If Punxsutawney Phil is right, we've got at least another 8 months of this.
Yeah, that's not bad actually.
Yeah, no, not too bad at
We've
all.
done it. We've done it before.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, this is my probably like third and a half bear market now.
Pretty sure the last time I spent the whole time eavesdropping on like your uh your Twitter spaces. So
Yeah. Jeez. Oh boy. Yeah, I haven't posted a Twitter space in a while either. I think
no.
Haruf is from last I knew about that. He was a little tired of doing them, which I get.
Yeah.
You
It gets it'll all come back. That's part of the cyclical nature of this stuff. Like you get tired and then all of a sudden you get an idea or something happens or some news occurs. Honestly, something we should probably be talking about and we should probably be talking about in this meeting is the fact that that Algorand Foundation has taken over the Algorand protocol.
know.
That's a bigger deal and kind of lends itself also to where I'm going with building a new node application. Hopefully what I'm building works because that gives us something that is not constrained by the Algorand node's licensing.
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, it's
we have no idea what they're going to do with that. And they seem to be going in the direction of taking more and more, acting more and more like a corporation that has, you know, rather than a foundation.
hmm yeah. I
So,
mean, it definitely feels that way. And what does that have for implications on like the updates that in our code base, I guess.
well, I mean, we're running on a super old version of the node anyway, so we still need to cross that bridge of like how are we gonna, I mean, we have a lot of things on our plate. We probably need a good organizational system, honestly, just to keep track of all this shit. But we need we need to get to a more recent version of the node and potentially change our reward mechanism to using the same consensus reward mechanism that Algorand uses. But
Mhm.
that all, like, it's still I think it's an AGPL license. It's still, we're still fine to keep using it. We're not violating that license, and we never will be for the current version. But they could change the license for future versions,
Mm.
or they could close source it, which I doubt they will. There's a lot of things they could do that could make it, you know, especially if we gained, like, right now we're just a side thing, right? They don't care that much about what we're doing, and we're not taking anything from Algorand, so they don't think they care. But if we were to grow and become competitive or be seen as a competitor, and then we'd have to be like, there would be some risk there that they could change things to compete with us, like not letting us use their software.
Mhm.
Um, also just it paints an I don't know if it's all positive or what. Like they're basically consolidating. They're
Mhm.
they're consolidating the administrative part because like Algorand basically had no, so it's taking all of its direction from the foundation. So, and they were paying Algorand Inc. to do all the work, and it's like, why not just consolidate that and put it all under one roof? Because they can, and it reduces administrative costs. It reduces. I mean, that's the way I see it.
Mhm.
Um,
And I feel like
so
they had it. Well, everybody has these wonky setups just because of the way that the regulation was, and that's like no longer an issue. You know,
yeah, there's
there's
that,
like
but
some clarity and stuff, and
also I think the hope was with Algorand was that like the foundation was created to create this public chain, but other companies would want, private infrastructure, and they would contract, kind of like a company would contract with Red Hat. Like they can get an open source Linux distribution, or they can use Red Hat even, as a Linux distribution within their company, but they pay for the support and they pay for, getting
Mhm.
the features they want.
Yeah.
So that would be like a reason to pay Algorand Inc. And that's something we could have done. Remember, we were given that as a potential option. Like we could have contracted with Algorand Inc. to make changes to the node for our network to do the things we wanted to do with it that might be different from what the foundation was paying them for.
Mhm.
And the foundation,
It-
paid them to add consensus, like to change the consensus mechanism to reward, the way that reward does the reward distribution and all of that, like that is something that they, wanted. So they went to Algorand Inc. and Algorand Inc. implemented it. And we could potentially have done the same thing if we had the money to do it.
yeah. And if I remember correctly, they wanted an arm and a leg for that.
Yeah, yeah, and it wasn't, it's not practical, but that's the kind of thing that was available. Now that's not really even a thing. Like now that's not even an option, in my opinion. Like I guess we could go to the foundation and be like, hey, we would love to have this, but I doubt they would ever want to even talk to us. So I think it's almost like having our own, risk mitigation makes
Hmm.
sense by having our own our own node and our own. I mean, or we could also just fork the Go protocol and continue on if we ever needed to or wanted to or had the resources to develop it. Um, but those things aren't cheap either, so
Yeah.
I don't know if it really
I
matters.
did at ETH Denver. I did, have some good conversations with some of the people over at the foundation, Brian Whippo and Gabe. Drawing a blank on his last name, but yeah, both those guys were open to chatting with us and you know talking about the good old algo days and just ecosystem things, which was kind of fun. So
I am curious, they said they cut like 25% of their workforce, and I'm curious, if we know who those names were, like if those names would be recognizable or not. I haven't really seen anyone posting saying, "Oh, I no longer work at the foundation."
hmm yeah, the only one that have seen is like that the CTO.
Hmm.
Um, that was the must have been some type of interim CTO that kind of took over after. Um,
Well, that or like bringing over when they combined in Algorand, it might have been part of like
yeah,
that
I think that's what it
consolidation.
was. Yeah, that's what it seemed like because they just made an announcement, I think yesterday, that I saw that the Algorand Inc. their CTO is now the CTO of the foundation.
Yeah, yeah, saw that. I'm guessing that was all part of the plan, like the
Yeah,
planned out thing.
yeah, it seems like it must have been that way.
Nostradamus, thank
There
you
he
for
is. Look at
gracing
that
us with your
only
press.
fan.
Hi. I confess I was mixed up on the time. I was here an hour ago or 40 minutes ago because I thought, or I'm sorry, an hour and 40 minutes ago. I thought everything had rolled backwards because of the daylight savings. So sorry I wasn't here at 9. I had a conflict at 9. So here I am.
How come we still do that? I don't know. The daylight
I don't
savings.
know, but there was an announcement that everything was moved an hour for all these meetings. So that's why I thought it was earlier, but I guess I was wrong.
I think
Um,
it was that it
but
was moved an hour relative to UTC.
okay. So here I am. Hey guys, morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh,
How are you doing?
I'm
Any
good.
new things from your perspective?
Um, on voice specifically?
Oh, I don't know. Anything. We're just chatting.
Oh, um, I mean, personally, yeah, I'm doing some career stuff that'll be public in a couple of weeks, which is exciting. So changing some things up a little bit, which is fun. Um, haven't done that for 15 years, so that'll be interesting. Um, but it's all good. I'm excited about it. So haven't it's not public yet, so I can't really chat too much about it. But I'm moving things around, so looking forward to that. Um, on the VoIP front, I've been trying to dig into more and more of these items that have been going on, the regulatory guidance that came out, which I think is pretty important for VoI
Hmm.
in particular. So I'm trying to make sure what exactly it means, because I think if it means what I think it means, then we can make things super, super simple for a lot of different parties, including the council and block authority and the foundation's kind of structure can and should probably change to make it a lot simpler and make things just easier to get things published and essentially declare perpetual sustainability because the cost structure would be super, super lightweight, which would be cool. So I've been reading that every couple of days, kind of going through stuff and trying to figure out what that means for the different entities that exist that are out there and contracts that exist, all that kind of stuff. So I'm doing that. Um, yeah, that's about it. I mean, it's I'm work with Bagman a lot on DorkFi, so I'm excited about how things are going for them. And haven't really had a chance to touch base with you or Chris in a while, so I'm curious as to how you guys are doing with. I've seen some of the AR articles that have been coming out. I don't know if you're a part of that Chris has been doing, but they've been pretty interesting to read.
I'm not yet, but hopefully I can get involved. Cool. He's
Yeah, it looks like he's doing some like heavy testing on different platforms, so it's cool. So yeah, what's with you?
Not much. So it was, let's see. What's been going on? I've been working a lot on House Savoy. We're still pushing forward. It's pretty, it's, I would say, taking longer than we wanted originally or expected originally, but I think we're doing it right for the long term. And I think we might as well take this time to do it right rather than rush anything because as Bagman and I were just kind of chatting about, it's we get we get bear market vibes, and it would be nice to like hit it at the right time. Um, I'm also as a side project working on converting the Algorand node into a Rust from Go to Rust to try to make it faster and reduce the memory footprint. And it's really just kind of like something it's heavily AI assisted, but something I'm trying to do just to see if I can and to see how well it works and to do some like benchmarking. But the side benefit of that is I can relicense it however I want because it's not a derivative. It would be a complete, it is a complete rewrite. So, um, there's something to that, some potential value to that, especially um, with the foundation taking on combining with Algorand Inc. to kind
Mhm.
of
So what exactly would that mean for people that use the platform, and like what kind of borders does that break down? Like what's
no idea yet. The immediate thing, if this works, is that it would make like a relay node faster and more lightweight.
cool?
So it would take, in theory, less power to run it, even though it doesn't take very much as it is. Algorand's
Mhm.
already pretty slim, um,
Yeah.
but it would just edge it just a little bit better. Could give us things where we could say increase the reduce the block time
Mm,
and
interesting.
go that angle and try to like make the protocol, make our version of the AVM, slightly different, slightly better. Um, it could, you know, who knows? I'm still kind of not sure. This is mostly just an experiment to see if I can
Yeah,
and if I can get some benchmark information, and then it's like a thing without a real plan so far.
gotcha. I guess the other thing I've been doing, which has been kind of fun, is I'm co-teaching a high school class about Web3, which has been interesting. So it's been kind of good time talking to people that are 15 to 17 years old to kind of enter into this whole space. It's been kind of cool.
Yeah, and you mentioned you like used AVM Studio in that in some capacity.
Not yet. They
Oh,
so they so far they've had like introductory understanding of like what blockchain technology means, and they've learned a lot about kind of different platforms. They each have to write a paper about a different ecosystem. So they, pick which, Solana, Avalanche, Void, whatever they want to do. So they have to like investigate like the tokenomics and the technology and all that kind of stuff. Um, so I go in about once a week, and I've done a handful of discussions about. So went over DeFi with them and used DorkFi as a template for them to understand the difference between centralized finance and decentralized finance. This past week, I covered the lecture on understanding what regulation means and kind of how and why nations, states, commonwealths, et cetera, have kind of oversight on these things and kind of explain to them kind of on a granular level, like what's going on. And then later in the semester, I will be using ABM Studio to help them kind of delve into the concept of developing something on a blockchain, like even if it's like a hello world, like just kind of like writing something to a blockchain.
Cool. I'd love to hear like essentially like feedback or pain points or things that could be done with that platform that could make it easier as a teaching tool.
I
So
think it'd be very interesting if you provide a Zoom guest lecture, sir, and show them your stuff. I think that'd be great.
yeah, we could arrange that.
But yeah, it's cool. They're really curious kids, except the one kid in the back that falls asleep every time I open my mouth. But for the most part, they're like really into it. So it's pretty cool.
That was me, so don't be mean to that kid.
I'm not. I'm very nice. I leave them alone. I speak in soft tones.
Do you
Uh,
do you slap them on the the front of the hands with the ruler or what?
I, I just let it go. It's fine. It's no big deal. I take no offense. I try not to be monotone. I try to talk about interesting stuff, but it's about an 11 to 14 minute cliff for him, and he's out cold
Yeah,
when I start speaking.
He needs some Adderall.
yeah.
Hmm. I think
You
he
could
has
start giving that out.
the classic disease of senioritis, is what it seems like.
Poor kid. He might have a job.
Oh, I think I assume that he's a senior and he's into a school wherever he's going, and he doesn't give a fuck about this class. It's all good. Yeah,
Well,
that's been fun. And so we use Voy as a blockchain for different discussions and compare and contrast with the ones they're doing their papers on and stuff like that. So it's been cool.
it's really cool.
Their mind was blown by the difference in yields on DorkFi for USDC versus what they get at their bank for their deposit account. They were
Mm.
they were
You
astounded.
do you talk about risk?
I do.
Okay.
I talked through the differences of like what are you risking here? And then I also talk about, well, where the hell does that come from? Like why are they able to provide yield? Um, and so kind of walk through all those things, and we talk about FDIC insurance and picking one bank over another and things like that. Yep.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
Great.
Okay, cool. How about you, Bagman? What's news?
Oh, I think I mentioned earlier we made some UI updates. To the markets we added on the algo side of things, T algo and X algo, which has opened up some more opportunities for um, um, doing different types of yield farming. And there's also we've been getting some good feedback from Rome over there. He posted a pretty solid thread about what makes DorkFi competitive. Since we've made like
I did my part, sir. I both liked and retweeted it, and I did not for the first
yeah,
time ever. I was available. I could have disliked the posts underneath it. I did not.
there's a dislike now.
There's a dislike button now for me. I'm very excited about this.
What? I have not seen that.
Yeah, it's the first
Um,
one I noticed.
yeah, that is pretty wild. But yeah, no, I'm excited about it because it's one of those things that really helps provide more use cases for us. So there's a way we've kind of changed our base rates as well. We lowered our base rates on quite a few um, of the assets that we hadn't touched before. So
Is
you
T
know things.
algo, is that Tiny Man algo?
That's right. Yeah. So it's Tiny
Okay.
Man Algo, and then I forget what X Algo is the folks Algo. So it's like staked
Okay.
Algo,
Oh,
and
cool.
the base rates on them are very low, which makes them more competitive than Tiny Man and folks at the moment. So what you can do at this point, which I actually haven't done, like we've got, I know Scotch was really quick to jump on it, and Rome was the one who kind of pointed out to us as like, hey, this is one of the ways that you guys should, try to compete in the space. Um, is you can actually like pretty much arb between Tiny Man and folks, because um, our rates are slightly better. So you could go and on you could borrow algo on folks, and you could then deposit it um, on DorkFi, and you would earn a return on the margin that is, I think it's like a 1.5%. So, makes it a little bit more competitive. What we're looking to do is really drive more TVL in a stable form, and drive um, more borrowing as well. So those are kind of like the two areas that I think, we're looking at how we can open up more opportunities for legitimate projects. And there's some other things that are cooking as well in the background that I think are progressive uh for what we've been building and everything that we've been working on as well. I kind of teased it out and have been teasing it out a little bit, but haven't gone into too much more detail because I haven't got any other details about the Aramid stuff that we've been discussing behind closed doors. Uh, but yeah,
Cool.
there- so anyways, that's kind of
That's great.
I'm excited about it. You know, things are looking good. I know we had it hasn't really been openly talked about, but we had a little bit of we had a false flag, I guess, false red flag come through a project that claimed to be a white hat hacker, that was trying to get some more information out of us, and basically telling us that we had a big vulnerability over the last weekend, which turned out to not be true. So we took that really seriously, and um, dug into it, and have been um, cautiously moving forward with you know how we handle certain situations, and anyway, yeah, no, there's no vulnerabilities on that front, but this actor was a known individual in the ecosystem that claims that they are a good actor, but I have doubts on that.
Trust but
So,
verify, sir.
yeah, exactly. I think there should be more. I don't know. To me, it's zero trust. Always verify.
There you
Right.
go. Yeah, well, that's good. It's good that you ran it to ground and don't think there's an issue. So nice.
Yeah.
As your TVL grows, I would expect there to be more attempts to
Oh,
extract
for
that
sure.
TVL from you.
Absolutely. And kind of what we've found is that I don't want to say it's more secure, but the way that we have things set up is definitely different than what other um, setups are from a security standpoint.
Tell me
So,
more. I'm a good actor. You can trust me. Tell me more.
well, we've got the ARC 200 uh, wrapper in that whole
Mhm.
standard, that allows us to have a little bit more. It's yeah, it's just different. I don't want to say it's more or less complex, but it provides another layer of protection.
Nice.
So,
That's good.
but anyways, I know we're getting close to time here, and I need to make a cup of coffee, because I have not drank any coffee yet this morning, and get ready to roll on the Voyager committee meeting at normal time. So 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. If you're around, we're gonna try to get the Chris to come and talk about his project and his proposal in that meeting. I still need to go through and kind of do my DD on the proposal, but it should be interesting if he does show up.
Cool. I'll try to listen in.
Sweet. Well, I'm gonna hop off, guys.
Hey guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Good
Later.
deal. Right.